extremely difficult to deliver a smooth diplomatic speech while your home and your families are under the fire. For the 6 days, a full-scale war launched by the Russian Federation against Ukraine continues at the very heart of Europe. Heavy fighting is going on across almost all the territory of Ukraine. Russia's missiles and airstrikes bear indiscriminate character and resulted in many civilian casualties. As of 28th of February, 352 civilians, including 16 children, were killed, thousands were wounded. The figures about civilian and military casualties and losses are updating every few hours. Yesterday, the residential areas of the Ukrainian largest city of Kharkiv were directly shelled by Russian rocket artillery, with dozens of new victims. Russian troops have destroyed kindergartens and orphanages, thus committing war crimes and violating Rome Statute. Hospitals and mobile medical brigades are also targeted by the Russian shell fire and the sabotage groups. Ukraine has submitted an application against Russia to the International Court of Justice. Russia uses its best military units to attack Ukraine, but has not achieved none of its key goals. We stand strong to protect our homes and our families. We are grateful to all countries which have provided us with military, financial, and other assistance, helping Ukraine to defend its independence and territorial integrity. At the same time, we consider that absence of proper international reaction to Russian military aggression or a neutral stance will only serve further escalation of the conflict. We hope that our Pakistani partners will take proactive stance in condemning the war and make decisive steps, urging Russia to de-escalate tension and stop its aggression. I would like also to note here that Ukraine remains an important trade partner of Pakistan. Last year, Ukraine has supplied to Pakistan over 1.3 million tons of wheat grain, thus contributed into Pakistan's food security. One more very important issue. According to international reports, about 500,000 of refugees have already left Ukraine. The UN estimates that this number could grow to 5 million. Russian military aggression threatens thousands of foreigners who are staying in Ukraine. We regret that while they have been warmly welcomed in our country, nowadays Russian invasion put their lives at high risk. We understand the will of foreign citizens to leave the territory of Ukraine for a safer place, and we are providing all possible assistance at the borders as we do for our citizens. All procedures at the borders are simplified to facilitate the crossing for all persons willing to do so without any discrimination. We do remember in Ukraine sincere support of Pakistan for evacuating Ukrainian citizens from Afghanistan in August 2021. Ukrainian government does its best to ensure safe and smooth evacuation of Pakistani students from Ukraine. Our foreign ministry has requested the relevant agencies in Ukraine to step up support to all foreign citizens wishing to return to their home countries or move to the said countries. Temporarily volunteer assistance points have been set up at the border to provide foreign students with food, catering, and other humanitarian needs. Ukrainian and Pakistani foreign ministers remain in touch in resolution of this issue. In the final part of my briefing, let me say a few words about geopolitics, which is not welcomed in some countries of the world, but is an icon in some others. Russian invasion into Ukraine has initiated a watershed moment in global politics and architecture of global security. The red line is clear. Which values people and states consider important enough to fight for them? I believe that human lives and freedom are much more important values than any geopolitical concepts like bipolarity or multipolarity. Disregarding what geopolitical camp and international actor prefers, it cannot justify unprovoked massive war and killings of civilian population by ballistic and cruise missiles or vacuum bombs. Otherwise, the global security architecture will collapse and the new World War become inevitable. On the other hand, if somebody condemns Russian aggression against Ukraine, it does not mean automatically support of Pax Americana or NATO. It means respect to human life and freedom, commitment to peace and rule-based order in international relations. And that is that. It's time for everyone to make a choice. We have seen a choice of the USA and its close allies. Last weekend we have seen a choice of Europe. It was really a tectonic shift in Europe's approach to Russia and Ukraine. The EU has imposed a number of heavy sanctions and restrictions against the aggressor, while provided more assistance and weapons to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on the EU to grant Ukraine membership under a special procedure immediately and signed an application for Ukraine's membership in the EU. President Zelensky said, Europeans are witnessing how our soldiers are fighting, not only for our country, but for all Europe, for peace, for all the countries of the European Union. Our goal is to be with all Europeans. End of quote. We will see a choice of the world at the ongoing session of the United Nations General Assembly. We are grateful for powerful international support provided by the G7 states, the EU, and many other countries which have joined an anti-war global coalition. We urge the international community to continue to express solidarity with Ukraine and contribute in stopping war by practical measures, which might include stopping Russian propaganda of war in every country of the world, the immediate imposing of massive sanctions against Russia, Russia's isolation and exclusion from the international fora, the introduction of a full-fledged trade embargo on Russia, further closure of airspace for Russian aircrafts and ports of Russian vessels, supporting Ukraine with finance, weapons, protective equipment, ammunition, fuel, and whatever else necessary to counter the biggest army in the continent. We hope that one day Pakistan will also do some steps in that direction. Dear colleagues, Ukrainian people hate the war. However, the peace that Russia brings to us by its missiles, we hate even more. Please have a look at that.
And it is said that we win the stupid war.
No more comments. That's all. Thank you.